And welcome back to Nancy's Neighborhood. And I'm thrilled to have Rufus Triplett with us today. He is the director of Main Street. Of the Museum Center at 5 Points. See, I've jumped ahead to a guest. And Emily Evers. And Emily, tell us what you do.
I am the Curator of Collections at the Museum Center, and I take care of all of our collections, all of our exhibits, and all of those wonderful things. So
that's great. And then Rufus, you do everything else.
Well, raise a lot of money, hopefully, and
Very good.
as a main thing. But Emily does a wonderful job for us. We've got almost 8,000 pieces in the collection.
Wow.
So she's responsible for all of that being cataloged and photographed and maintained so that these important pieces can be used to educate people about Cleveland and Bradley County and Polk County and all of the surrounding area, actually. And then putting together the exhibits. She does a wonderful job with that, of doing the research and then putting the programs together. Right now we've got one on agriculture in this area, grown and bred in East Tennessee, that Pinnacle Financial has sponsored for us, and able to bring out a lot of pieces from the collection we don't normally get to show, farm implements and all. And so it's exciting. We hope people will come down and see that. We still have the College Hill exhibit up.
Yes.
About College Hill School. And that's in its final days, so if you want to see it, you need to come down in the next week or so to be able to see that.
And I saw that, and it's really marvelous and remarkable that you've been able to gather as many artifacts as you've been able to gather from that school. Because oftentimes when a school is gone, dissolved, done away with, whatever, then everything is also. And so it's amazing that y'all were able to call in some people who still kept some scrapbooks and things like that. And it's wonderful that you all are willing to donate to the museum and help them out this way. Now, Emily, I have a personal question to ask you.
Sure.
Are you a certified curator, or how does this work?
Well, I did not go to school for museum curation.
Okay.
I had my Bachelor's of Arts degree at Lee University for anthropology.
Oh, wow.
And I was already in connection with the museum. I interned there a few times, and the position came available, and that's kind of how that went. But yeah.
That's great, because I didn't know whether to do your job you had to be a certified curator, or I didn't even know whether there was such a creature as a certified curator.
Yes.
So, but you're in anthropology.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's, to me, that's fascinating. Absolutely. I would love to go on some digs with people sometime, but I don't want to fly over there to do it. So how am I going to work that, Rufus?
Well, you could go out west to Arizona or New Mexico and do digs out there.
Right, absolutely. So now let's go back to the exhibits that you all do. I'm not going to ask you where you store this, because I don't want anybody to know where you have hidden treasures. But you do have storage for all of these things that you don't have exhibited. But then you bring out just what you want to exhibit right then. And Rufus was saying you had some farm equipment and some things like that you wouldn't be able to exhibit any other time, but you can now.
Exactly,
So-
because of this particular program.
Grown and bred in
East Tennessee.
In East Tennessee. So tell me what some of the items you have out there.
Well, some of the items that I grew up in a family that was a farm family. I personally wasn't raised on a farm, but I'm just one generation removed. So there's a lot of things that I already recognized, but I didn't know a whole lot about. So there's things like a single tree, which is what you would hook up to either an ox or a horse, and that's what you would hook the farm implement, whether it was a plow or whatnot. You would attach the horse and the farm implement with a single tree.
Because you're just using one animal.
Right,
Okay.
and then there's also a double tree, and
Okay.
there's different verbiage for different regions I've found in doing research.
Oh.
And I know some people. I'm originally from Southeast Georgia, so in talking with my grandfather, who worked on the farm out there, he called it things that I did not hear it called over here. So there's regional differences with verbiage and things of that nature. But yeah, we've got an alfalfa fork. I'm trying to think right now. We've got we've actually there was a dairy farm here in Bradley County that we have a milking stool. We've got some corn grain buckets or bowls for measuring, used to measure after you've ground the corn, and things of that nature. So there's a
Wow.
lot of stuff. Yeah.
Now, when you do a special exhibit like this, I mean, I know where the College Hill exhibit is, but when you do like this farm equipment and everything, where do you put that?
We have two temporary exhibit spaces. One, like you said, was in the lobby. The second is in the as soon as you walk into our exhibit space, it's in the first section. That's our secondary
Okay.
temporary space. And the back is obviously our permanent exhibit, which everybody, if you've been since elementary school, you will recognize a lot of things. But we try to switch everything out in the front about every 4 months.
Oh, okay.
So the agriculture exhibit will be up until around May, late May. So we'll have that up for another month or so.
Sounds good. Well, I need to get down there and see that. You all got a tremendous plug Saturday. I went out to the Senior Expo, because I am one. I went out to the Senior Expo at Brady Square Mall and to the Readback hymnal singing. And they were talking about the fact that there is now an exhibit, a permanent exhibit, at the museum for the Readback hymnal.
Absolutely.
And I love it. So share with them a little bit, share with our audience a little bit what's in that permanent exhibit.
Oh, you can go ahead. You
Okay.
Rufus is the singer, so we'll let him.
Of course, the Readback was published here. It was conceived here. It has gone out all over the world from here now. So we have an exhibit that is interactive. We have some, for instance, a plate that would be used to print a page of a hymnal. We've got a number of print copies of hymnals. We've got interactive screens where you can touch and you can hear about the history of the Readback. You can hear about shape notes and how they were used to train people to sing a scale. We've got recordings from actual early artists singing from the Readback hymnal.
And those are so much fun.
Well, they
I've
are.
listened, I put the headphones on and listened to every one of them. They had sung along and hoped nobody else was in the lobby.
Well,
Okay.
and we have a linotype machine. It's one of the few that still work, and it would have been how the print would have actually been set with lead pieces to print the hymnal itself. So we have one of those that is up and working when groups come through. Emily will demonstrate that. I don't get
Neat.
anywhere near it.
Probably a good idea, yeah.
But we're getting people from all over the country coming to see the exhibit and share with us their memories of when they were young and would sing from the Readback, or how their parents would have singings like the one you went to this past weekend, Nancy.
And it was wonderful. Jack
And,
Clark on the piano and Jim Burns was directing, and we just had a great time.
So it's great. We are considered, the state of Tennessee is considering creating a music trail, and your museum center at 5 Points will be on that trail because of the exhibit. So we're excited to be there with the Ryman and with Graceland and other important music spots across Tennessee. So if you've got people who remember the Readback when they come into town to visit you, bring them to the museum.
Absolutely, and I love the display or the exhibit, because it does have, I think one of the songs is "I'll Fly Away," and you can put the earphones on, press it, and listen to "I'll Fly Away," and it tells you, I think, if I remember correctly, who is performing it, and so it is just phenomenal. Now, I raised a Methodist, and I know Rufus was too, because his dad was a Methodist minister and was at Broad Street for years. We didn't sing out of the Readback hymnal.
No, we had the Cokesbury.
We had the Cokesbury, but the songs in the Cokesbury and the songs in the Readback are different. But if any of you listen to the Gaithers and love the Gaithers, a lot of the Gaither music is music from the Readback.
Yes.
And you can purchase the Readback hymnal in the gift shop.
Yes, we have it available there in the gift shop at the Museum Center at 5 Points, along with a large number of unique craft items that are made by artisans within a 200-mile radius here of Cleveland. And so if you want a unique gift for someone, a special gift, think of the museum center store at 5 Points. It's open to the public.
And you all have a lot of history books too, local history.
We do.
Different, specializing in different things, and it is a great place to get a unique gift. And I wanted to ask you something else, and it just, I'm having one of those senior moments. That's why I went to Senior Expo. But, I know what I want to talk about, membership, because we need members at the museum.
Absolutely.
And it's so inexpensive.
Well, it is. An individual membership is $35. A family membership, which is for 2 adults, is $60. You can be a sponsor member for $125, a patron for $250, and then you can go up to be a member of the Ocoee Society, which is $1,000. Now that's per year. And you may say, well, what will, $35, what will $60 do? But if we have a broad base of membership, that helps support the day in and day out operation of the museum. It's great we get sponsors for these particular exhibits, but we've got to provide the heat and the air and the climate control and all to be able to have school groups in, to have the facility available for you to come and learn about your town. And so every membership is important. Every membership helps.
And with the membership, you get a discount in the gift shop.
Yeah, you get a 10% discount
Okay.
in the gift shop. You get discounts on a number of programs that we do, but you also get to go to any exhibit at any time, free. We have member-only openings for exhibits. That is free to you as a member. A lot of people join just so their kids can go to the summer camps at a discount.
Right.
We have art camps and archaeology camps. And
Maybe I should go to that.
what young person doesn't enjoy getting out there in the dirt and getting dirty, digging up artifacts?
Right.
And so we give them the chance to do that and learn how to do it correctly. So every membership is important to the museum and to the support of keeping it going to tell your story.
And I have been a member of the museum since, actually before that building was built. I have one of those little copper footsteps or whatever they're called, because I think it is so important for Cleveland, Brady County, and the Ocoee region to have a place to display. And it's like you say, the farm equipment that you've got out there right now, I've got to get over there and see that. And even though I've got a gift shop, I come over and shop with y'all. In fact, I should have put on one of my bracelets. I love to go in there and get those bracelets because they are so nice. But it's just a wonderful, welcoming place. And I know Cherry's Jubilee will be there April 21st.
Cherry's Jubilee. See, not only do we have the museum, but we've got the Cultural Center, which permits programs like Cherry's Jubilee, celebrations of all kinds to be held where people throughout the community can come and have a gathering place. And we feel that's important. I mean, the things that are happening in the museum today is tomorrow's history.
Absolutely, and y'all have weddings there, you have wedding receptions there, you have memorial services,
Yes.
and the museum it's there and available. And like for Cherries, we don't just have it for the Friday night. You all work with us, and we have it all day Wednesday and all day Thursday, and then we have Friday evening, and then Saturday morning for those who didn't realize what they bought to come back and pick up what they bought. So it's wonderful, and I just encourage everybody, for $35 you need to join the museum, and I just feel very strongly about it. So thank you all so much for being on today. Any last minute thing you need to say?
Well, we've got some great programs coming up through the rest of the summer. We've got an exhibit, War Memorials, that is going to be opening in early May, and I hope you'll have us come back and talk about that.
Sounds great. You just let me know. I mean, that's what I say to everybody. You just let me know when you need to come on.
We will definitely do that.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. And I appreciate both of y'all. Emily, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I've
you
known
too.
Rufus since college, and now we won't say how many years ago that was. But anyway, folks, don't go away. We'll be right back with Sharon Marr from Main Street, Cleveland. And there's just a plethora of things going on downtown right now. And she's going to start out with the dine around, and then there's no telling where she'll go after that. So we'll be right back. Watch these commercials and support our sponsors.